Hi everyone, Martin here from martinsmayhem.co.uk. I hope you're all well. Today we're going to be creating this card that you see here. So just zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. It's using the Love For You stamp set and coordinating dies. I don't know what the bundle's called. Where's my catalogue? Catalogue's over here. So I've just dropped a load of stuff on the floor. But I've got my catalogue. It is literally just after this suite. The bundle is Love For You bundle. Could have guessed that. So it's a stamp set and coordinating dies. It is amazing. I would say this is my favourite bundle ever. And it's... So I don't keep any of my Stampin' Up stuff at all. Once it's retired, it goes, but I'm keeping this one because I absolutely adore this bundle. So there you go, there's the stamp set, the dies, coordinate. My dies are a mess, and I've got most of them out. So I have also created a little coordinating tag, which is super cute, and it uses the exact same theme, but we're going to be making a card because cards are more fun. So I'm going to pop that up there. You're going to start by bringing in your trimmer. So I'll use my Stampin' Up trimmer because, you know, it's the best one. And I've got a piece of Night Navy cardstock. Night Navy is one of my favourite colours. So I'm going to take it along the short end. Line that up with 10.5. Like so. And split or cut. And then I'm going to fold along the long end at 14.8, just a little bit more. And that's going to create a top folding card like so. Now I'm just going to grab my very dirty bone folder and reinforce that fold. And then this piece here, you're going to cut down to 13.8, like so. That can just be put away, or you can use that for your tag later on. By 9.5, so that gives us half a centimetre margin all the way around, like so. And if you followed me before or you're new here, check out my other videos because you'll see this is my signature. I do this all the time, create a matte layer of the coordinating card. I think it's just an extra way to add a little bit of detail onto your projects. I don't know why I'm getting so many random texts. So, what next? What next? Shall we do... There's so much to do and not a lot of time. Actually, you can use these for your die cutting, but we'll go on to that later. We're going to do some stamping. So I've got some scrap here because I've already done a lot of the die cutting in readiness, otherwise we'll be here all day. So we have Pale Papaya, cardstock, Blushing Bride, no, Pale Papaya, Petal Pink and Evening Evergreen. What I would say is that Evening Evergreen could have been swapped out for a lighter green, if you so wish, because it is pretty dark on the dark background, but I like it, which is why I did it. So you're going to use them and then you're going to stamp the following. So for the leaf, you're going to stamp in Evening Evergreen ink. So I've got some scrap paper here. So the solid image in the stamp set, you can ink up and stamp off and then stamp it down. So you've got second generation stamp in there. And then the second stamp, which is the more detailed one, you're going to go in with the solid stamp colour like so, and you're going to want 10 of these little leaves. So I'm not going to stamp more because you'll be here all day. And you've got better things to do, like popping over to my Stampin' Up store and placing your order for this bundle. So that's a leaf done. For the large flower on the Petal Pink, you're going to use Calypso Coral ink. So again, the solid image, you're going to ink up and stamp off, and then stamp that onto your card, like so. And then the detailed stamp, you are going to line up. That's terrible. If in doubt, stamp it again. Ink this image up, and then I'm going to try and line it up like so. It's this way. That's awful. I don't know why my stamp is off today, but it is. So then you have the largest flower like so. Put that to one side. And now my smallest flower is a pale papaya onto pale papaya. And what I kind of feel like the stamped off version is lost a little bit. So it creates a really subtle shadow, which you can barely see. But as long as you know that's the main thing. Just see it's so subtle, but I would recommend still doing it because you should. I did. You can disagree. To put that there, this can now move out of the way. And we're going to die cut these images with the coordinating dies. So let's put it in my custom emboss machine. And these should all fit onto one. He says, just gonna rip that down. Rip that down. So I said you need 10 of these, you need 5 of the pale papaya and 3 of the petal pink. Don't know why I keep forgetting the name of that card stuff. Now, what do I do with the leaf shape die? It's here. So just gonna line those up like so. And then run that through. Like that. Squeaky floorboards. And there you have them. So you're literally just gonna repeat until you have 3 big ones, 5 little ones, and 10 leaves. But we might as well look at the Love You So Much dies. So these are individual dies that you see here. Much You and then Love. There's this side for some reason, and so. So these are fabulous dies, but they're very skinny, okay? There is shadow dies available, so for use there, and So Much Love is that one. And you also have a smaller shadow here, which is for the individual words, which I've used on another project, but more to that later. So with these dies, I stacked them. So the theme of stacking dies is to place multiple die cuts on top of each other. Now, I would always recommend is to use our adhesive sheets, like I have on the back here. And when that just cuts out the shape, it's going to create a sticker basically. And you can just layer those stickers upon each other until you have the right depth that you want. So on this card, I did them 3 high, including the gold foil. I've done these ones 3 high, just in the Night of Navy. And now the reason why I chose the Night of Navy so that you can't necessarily see it from the sides, that there's multiple layers, all right? So much you and love all have the same amount of layers, which is the 3 for this example. The so, however, as that's not balancing on any of the flowers like the other ones, that's actually 5 high, and I've actually got an extra one here just so you can see me stack it. So I've die cut the shape already. I've got the peel on the back. I can just peel that off like so, and then it's just about layering the die on top of the other one. And then about pinching it in place like so, and there you have it. But that's all well and good. We want some gold, we want some impact. So actually originally this idea was going to be in silver, but I designed this card live over on Instagram, and everybody who joined me for that live said gold would look better, so I went with gold. And on that live, all I kind of did was sketch out my idea in my sketch Mayhem. So I'm just going to run that through and run it back. You only need 1 gold foil layer because this is obviously the most expensive. And in my sketch Mayhem, which I'm the creator of, I've designed it. It's available over on Amazon, but I'll link to it in the description below. This is what I designed here, so you can see this is kind of a sketch that I went for, and I was just going to do so much love with a little sentiment here and the flowers around it, and you can see kind of my planning and the colours that I chose. We also sketched out another one here, and that's using very bright colours, but this is a card that you see here and how it turned out. Yeah, so it was just a way for me to plan my idea that I had in my head, and this is what I actually eventually made, which is somewhat different, but this is an amazing tool. I love it. It's available in multiple different colours. We are just looking at releasing a hardback copy, so I'm really excited. But anyway, back to the card. So I've die cut the shapes out. Now what I would say is they're thin, so you do have to be a little bit delicate so you don't misshape them. So much you love. If the back doesn't come off, just rip it, because at the end of the day, you literally, so look, that backing paper just didn't come off. That's fine, because I can literally just stick this one down now on top, like so. I'm just going to manipulate it ever so slightly, so it's on top. Like so. So love, much is already coming off as well. So let's do much next. And I've pulled that a bit too aggressively. I'm misshapen it, but it's fine. Hopefully I can put it back together when I put it in place. So my tip for lining these up is to find a spot where you can pinch it between 2 fingers, because pinching it together is automatically going to align it. So there, I've used that little V bit as my little pinching point. I'm going to use this little V in the middle of the M. Does anybody know what that dip is called? A motorcycle just drove past the window. And then I'm going to focus on dropping it, apparently. Pop in that. H in place. Give it a little wiggle until you're happy with it. And then the rest of it should fall into place. But again, it's just about layering it on top, pinching it together so we can see, and voila. So I've saved that much. You also peel off the back. Now this peel and stick that's available on our shop or on my Stampin' Up store is amazing. It makes this layering so quick and easy. As you can see, imagine, well, I did this example without the peel and stick, and I was sat there with my little liquid glue here, Tombow liquid glue, being all fiddly with it, and it was just a nightmare. The glue stuck out the edges, it wasn't pretty, it was a hot mess. So it's nice that you can just peel and stick like so. This isn't very straight, let's just pinch like so. And again, if it's not perfect, it doesn't matter because it's going against the same colour background, so it's going to be nice and easy to hide. Now I believe that's all my dough cutting. Yeah, cool. I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to bring in my elements just in a nice stack so I can keep track of everything. So much. Love you so much. I have my pre-cut and stamped images here. So I've got more than needed just in case something goes wrong. Not that I'm jinxing anything at all. I'm gonna sit down now because I'm getting old, 30 this year, and it's not good. So I'm gonna bring in my blender brush and my nice navy ink. Move my card base out of the way for now, and I'm gonna bring in that scrap grid paper again. So this is just so I can pop that up there a little bit. Open my ink pad. I'm going to ink up my blending brush. I'm just going to pounce it off before then going on to my card base. And just in a circular motion, working out from the middle, like so. Now you want this blend to be seamless, really, but it doesn't really matter if it's not, because you're going to be hiding it. So tap off the excess ink, and again start in the middle and work out. Always starting in the middle, and the reason for that is so that the depth of colour is always in the middle. You're not going to want to start on the outside, going in, because it's going to be darker on the outside. Just keep adding a little bit more ink. And then blending it out ever so slightly. And where you get to the point where you're happy with the density of the colour, just keep going around the edge further and out until such time as you're basically running out of that ink, and that will give you that soft edge. Okay, so that would do. It is a rocket science, it is card making. So let's pop that there, like so. Then all what's left to do, have I got some dimensionals? I have dimensionals. I'm going to pop my flowers roughly where I want them, like so. So I can plan out the design. And I'm creating this triangle with the floral images around this center point where the flowers are going to be. And then another one here. And then I know every flower needs one of the leaves. So then it's just a matter of grabbing a dimensional and starting to build the base. So pop that there. You don't have to be precise, but just play around with the shapes. And the one thing I didn't want to happen was for us to create like a reef. I wanted there to be space between all the elements. That way. Just so they can have that space. Oh, clearly stamped onto that pale papaya. On the reverse. Some more dimensionals. Now, if you like to mention, this card is for you. If not, you can just swap these dimensionals for some liquid glue so that it sits flatter. Maybe you're going to post this out to a friend, who knows. So if you are going to post it, maybe swap it for some liquid glue, because we are going to mat this layer up as well. So I'm going to pop that in that corner, and this one up on this one. I wonder what I stamped. I'm intrigued as to what was stamped on the reverse of this now. I'm just going to pop that one there, like so. I'm going to grab some mini dimensionals. Just for the leaves. And it's just a matter of popping these behind our shapes or our flowers until you've completed the image that you want. Let's pop that one behind there. And what I'm also not concerned about is hanging over the edge, because we've got another ½ centimetre each side in order to counteract any overhang. And in addition, this fits quite comfortably in a standard C6 envelope, so you're fine. Pop that behind there. Grab some more. If I wanted to be really organised, I could have put dimensionals on the backs of all of these in readiness. Clearly not as organised as I would have liked. But you can start to see it build up. Like so. And mess around with the position of the flowers. See what you can work with. But I really wanted them to frame the words. And I'm so glad I went with gold. Gold was such a good choice, especially against the Night of Navy. It's just perfect. So, pop that there. Pop that one. Oh, can't get the back off of this one. Nope, just rip the back off completely. And pop that one just behind there, like so. So we're going to call that that. Then we're going to do a little ink splatter. Where's my ink? So I use Winsor Newton ink. So this is writing ink or drawing ink. This is fantastic. I use it with pretty much all my cards. So I'm going to give it a good shake because it had settled. But you can just see it. Look, so glossy. It's amazing. And I'm going to just open that like so. I'm going to load up one of my old aqua painters so there's no water in it. Literally just dry. I'm going to dip it in and then just tap it down like so. If you want bigger splodges, add more. Like so, but I'm happy with that. So this is great because it does dry pretty quickly. Probably not quick enough for this video, but it will dry eventually. I'm just gonna grab this just to wipe down the sides, pop that there. And then all that's left to do is add our words, add some sequins, and mount it onto our card base. So again, super easy because I can just peel off the back and pop it in place. So there's the sew. And then I'm gonna layer the much. What I struggled with most in layering this is the love you element because it was really hard to get the angles just right because you don't want it too much on a slant. I'm just going to use that stickiness to attach it on top of our flowers like so. So then the rest of it is literally just hanging in the air, but that's perfectly fine. So love you. Next, taking the back off. So you can go over there. And again, wait for it to dry before doing this. I'm being speedy for the video. And then love there. Now the love does hang a little bit too much, so if you find that it does, you can cut some additional layers. And on this card I just cut the V and the O. The V and the O. Mount them two together. Again, with a sticky on the back, it's perfect. You can just quickly pop them on top of each other. Pop the back off of that one. And I'm going to grab some of my precision. What they're called tweezers. I'm just going to pop that. Oh, it's lifted up, so it's fine. I can pop that behind the E and the V. And then pop that back on. Like so. So then that's all in place. And then all that's left to do is put some sequins. So I have grabbed my favourite for every fancy sequin. For everything fancy sequin pack. And I've just grabbed the green because I haven't used the green as much, but I'm not using any of the green. I'm literally using the pearls and the gold sequins. And I'm just going to mimic where I put them before. So So I'm just going to do little blobs of glue very quickly. Roughly where they were before. One's kind of there. We've got a pearl there, we'll go there. Pearl, sequin, and another sequin up here. And there's one down here. Oh. Glue trastafir, let's just flip that round. Let's just try and tidy that up. That might have to swap for a pearl, but we'll see. So all I'm going to do is just grab a pinchful, drop it in like so, and then just work out where my elements are. So it's going to be a little sequin. That's going to be a sequin here. And another sequin over here. Now, I used to be dead against combining different types of embellishments. So I wouldn't put a sequin with a pearl because that's just wrong. But you know what? I eat my words. It's so pretty to have that juxtaposition with the embellishments. Pearls don't like me. A take a pick tool probably be your best option with the pearls. But mine's over in the drawers, so I'm not going to run and grab it. Grab this one, although I've got a little bit of glue everywhere now. It's going all awry. Pop that one there. There's a pearl. Come on. Pearl. There. Got one of those little hexagon things in the way. I give up with that pearl. That pearl is cursed. Demented pearl. Any more pearls in there? No, but there's a couple more sequins. There's a sequin there. The sequin. My fingers are now covered with these little gems. That's that one in place. There's one in there. And just put on there. If in doubt, just use your fingers. It's a lot easier. Clearly. Down there. And there you have it. Oh no, missed one. Put that on like so. And then all that's left to do is to mount it onto the card base, which I'm going to bring that in now. I'm going to flip that round, bring in some of my dimensionals, pop one at least in every corner, and then a couple in the middle. I'm just going to put one there and one there, because there's nothing worse than if it's a little bit humid, the card drooping. Let's just peel these backs off. Don't know why. And last but not least, now I'm going to stand up so I can actually see over the top. Line up the top two corners and then drop down the third, and then the last one should just fall into place like so. And if you're still with me, bless you, because that was painful to do, let alone watch. And there you have today's project. So I hope you enjoyed today's card. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. All the details to the Sketch Mayhem and where to buy these products are also available in the description below. Past that point, please make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you later. Bye.